Hi guys, I'm going to show you a little bit of what I want you to look for in the piece that we're reading. So this is the assignment you should see in Common Lit once you're in our classroom and you see the assignment. I'm going to point out that there's a read aloud button here. There's annotation tools here. You can look at the guiding questions. There's no need for you to take the assessment. The discussion questions are good because it helps guide your reading. So if you know this tells you what's in the text so to help your reading. So don't be afraid to use the tools. Also, you can increase the font if it's too small, or you can decrease it if you want it smaller. So I want to point out a couple of things that this author does that I want you to notice. So he uses really conversational writing. I've been thinking, sometimes one thing happens to change your life. It's a very conversational tone that he's setting. Then he talks about a small incident that made a huge difference in his life, which was meeting this person in the subway. He tells the story, but in addition to telling the story, he inserts right here courtesy is important to us Puerto Ricans. He discusses his culture and how that affects his response. He also uses reflection, thinking back. Remember, this is written a while ago, so don't be offended by the language. Just remember that the time period dictates the language that we use. And then at the end, in the conclusion, he uses conversation. I want you to notice the tense of the verbs. I want you to notice that it's all in past tense. He definitely uses I quite a bit because it's a personal narrative. So when you're reading this, please go through. Remember, this can be a model text for you to imitate how he uses language, how he structures the story. An introduction starts the story, more story, reflection, reflection. Notice there's paragraphs. So reading through this, I really want you to read it as if you are a writer, wanting to imitate what this person is doing. It's okay if you vary away from that in your draft, but just keep that in mind as you're reading. We give you this so you can see what it could look like when you're finished. We'll talk more about this in the Zoom meetings. It's really important that you're in those Zoom sync meetings to ask questions and get clarifications. Happy reading.